Our next speaker advises executives from the C-suite to the White House. She could tell you who her clients were, except then she'd have to kill you. Please welcome April Armstrong.
Thank you, Clint. Thank you. Hi, everyone. It is such an honor and privilege to be here with all of you today. And I have to warn you in advance, I'm a huge football fan, so there is going to be one very prominent football metaphor made in what I'm about to say, so just heads up. Did you know that out of 10,000 large projects completed by 200 companies in 30 countries across multiple industries, 98% of those companies had their project stopped in the red zone, never to make it to the end zone? Football reference, 20 yards just prior to the end zone, for those who are not football fans. Did you know that the average cost overrun of an IT project, migrating to the cloud, for example, is 27%? And that out of a study of more than 1,500 IT projects, 1 in 6 of those projects overran costs by 200% and the schedule by 70%. Did you know that despite significant innovation over the past 20 years in process improvement, things like Lean Six Sigma, advancements in project management, such as the Project Management Institute certification, PMP certification, that statistics on project success and failure remain unchanged? Now, why is that? Because as important as process efficiency certainly is in a project's success, and clearly sound project management principles are incredibly important, they do not go far enough in the variable most correlated with a large complex project making it into the end zone. And that is the underlying people dynamics of that project. Now, imagine that your project is a soaring success. Imagine that your major initiative leaves a lasting legacy, that your leadership of that initiative leaves a lasting legacy. Well, you don't need to imagine this. You could have this with the benefit of what we like to call aha insight. At Aha Insight, we have developed an evidence-based formula to help leaders and their teams of large-scale, complex projects not hope to reach the end zone, systematically reach the end zone with proven principles around the people side, the complex inner dynamics of the people side of influence behind complex change. Now, that formula also helps companies avoid the 3 biggest mistakes that cause them to fumble in that end zone. Mistake number 1, putting too much emphasis on compliance and not enough emphasis on commitment. Mistake number 2, assuming agreement and alignment around the core vision and end state outcome of that project throughout the project life cycle, assuming you have agreement and alignment. Mistake number 3 is what I like to call the Titanic error, and that is missing key warning signs early that indicate impending danger lies just ahead for that project, those indicators and warnings. Now, who wants to hear the SCORE formula? We like to call it that SCORE formula because you will score with this process. The S in the SCORE formula stands for the skill base. You absolutely must instill core people skills in your core project team in terms of the role that each of these people are in, for them to succeed with what's being asked of them in this project that they may never have been prepared for previously. You absolutely need, the C stands for commitment. You need commitment. It starts with a consensus-based underpinning, but it does not stop there. You must take that consensus-based underpinning and move those people, every person on whom your success depends, into a state of commitment for that end vision. The O stands for ownership. It is essential that you instill a sense of ownership among all of the project's core sponsors, financial sponsors, and relationship capital sponsors. The R stands for resistance. You absolutely must identify and neutralize any resistance and silent saboteurs who could silently sack your project, your initiative. And finally, the E stands for engage. You must engage every member of your team, every member of your organization, and all of those stakeholders throughout the project life cycle. If you follow this formula, you will score big. And of course, I would love to invite all of you to reach out for AHA Insight for what we consider to be the single most important investment you can't afford not to make with your project. Thank you. You can reach us at ahainsight.net, or you can follow us on Twitter at my French major coming out, at AHA Consult. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you all.